create
because
solutions, be a part
you're
of the
totally right. Like what
yeah,
we're doing isn't just like CWS. Like you're exactly. Well, we're working with conventions. We're trying to make the indie comic experience better. We're trying to like
yeah,
make sure indie comics creators are spotlighted and they have like that they're represented
yeah,
properly. To be honest, that's
yeah,
the key
absolutely,
thing. You know,
absolutely.
it's not just business. It's thinking about every single person that makes comics and how do we help them. You know, that's what
It's
we're all about.
quite literally, and no one likes saying it because it's used so flippantly, but like curating a community, it's not just like bringing people together who like Cheerios, it's like actually bringing like empowering the community, inviting them into a narrative, and being the guide in that narrative, and using everything you got to push that narrative forward, like as the brand, and that's what we're doing. We're really just, we want to just do this right. Obviously, in the predicament of things, which again, I'll look back, and this is another visionary thing. I'll look back 10 years from now and say, that was the hardest time of our lives. It was so tough for that transition, but it was so needed. We wouldn't be here today without it. And I
Right.
wholeheartedly, I mean, even chills on me. Like I know I will say that one day. And that's what keeps us driving. And I think a lot of my teammates can agree with that. Obviously,
100%.
there's small problems here and there that seem astronomically big, but we'll work those out just like humans have always done. And
And they
what,
stress us out because we genuinely care. Like,
yeah,
we do genuinely care about
yeah,
everything
yeah,
that comes our way,
a
you
little
know?
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, as my wife would say. But yeah, it's definitely a journey, and we're right in the middle of it. I'm glad we could talk about it. I think that's the number one thing, is just to talk about it more and more. I genuinely wish that we can be as insanely active as I want to be in comms,
Mhm.
insanely active as I want to be in like updates and all that stuff. It's just we're so busy doing that it's hard to stop and having putting the microphone to us. And so these kind of episodes are so important. The newsletters and the little short social media posts that we create, like those are so important. But uh, we really want to lean into that more and do that more.
Mhm.
But again, it's just something that had to go down the way that it went down. But nothing that we can't do better going forward, for sure.
I love it. And I mean, as someone that's, as we wrap up this, awesome episode, it's really cool because I've never seen a company do this before. I've never seen someone also come up and like, express what they're going through as a leader of a company and address, the audience and just kind of we're basically we're saying we're sorry, but we're doing our best and everyone is on
Yeah,
top of mind for us. This is transparency. Dan and I have been talking about this episode for a long time. Since the show started, we've been talking about getting you on the show,
yeah,
just
and I'll
in
be on
general
a
to
lot
talk.
more. I'll
Yeah,
definitely. I want to definitely come on the drawing one. I got to showcase how you know how I can illustrate.
yeah.
I think that'll be pretty cool. It's been a long time, but it'll be fun. Yeah, and we could do this a lot more. I mean, the more the merrier. I feel like, in terms of like just showcasing what's going on the back end, and the progress that we're making from here on out. It'll be
Because
really
this
good.
show, again, it's all about the struggles and the rewards of making comics,
Yeah,
and that this
100%.
is part of it. There's a lot of struggles
Yeah,
going on with
yeah,
the printing, and there's a lot of rewards that go on
yeah,
with it. And we've covered so much of it. I'm going to be really excited to come back with just a positive filled episode where we're not having
yeah,
to address a lot of issues. But this was so vital, especially for our 50th episode of Inspired
yeah,
Inc., which is
yeah. It's
crazy
crazy.
because you and I met 2 years ago at Baltimore Comic Con when I just moved across the country. I had just lost my job. I wasn't even going to show up at that convention. It wasn't until Mark Bernal of LKC was like, dude, just come with me. Just have fun for a little bit. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll go. You know what I mean? I'll just enjoy
Yeah,
myself.
right.
I'll go to this convention. You and I met, and that's when we had the first idea for Inspired Inc. And that was
Yeah,
2 years ago. I mean, and then we met like every single week talking about this vision, this idea, this show that we could like encapsulate everything we've ever wanted. And it took us a year to develop the idea and get it down. and then we launched it, and look at where we're at now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you would have told me this 2 years ago when we met, I wouldn't believe you at all
Yeah,
whatsoever. You
it
know?
is pretty crazy, and that just goes to show, like, that's what happens when you really keep revisiting the vision. I mean, this goes to say with like with publishers too. It's like you just keep that vision on top of mind, even if you're not on it every day. Just keep talking about it, saying it out loud. Eventually, you're gonna find the opportunity or the footing where you can, the opening that you can just start, and that's kind
Yeah.
of where it is. And the more you say it out loud, the more your body convinces itself that it could fulfill that. And I mean, that's the same thing here. There is no lack in confidence. I might sound pretty chill. I'm trying to keep it trying to keep it chill, Brandon. You know how I can get really passionate about stuff. So don't mistake that for not being confident in our ability to do things better and make these improvements and stuff. That's definitely going to happen, and I talk about it left and right all day on the phone, all day with all the team, every week, and everyone's got it. We're all tired and burnt a little bit, but we're a family, and we're sticking it out, and we're going to make this happen and make this work for every single one of you creators out there. Because from a creator to creators, like, this is over deserved, having some sort of partner like this,
Mhm.
and a partner that can do it right is what you all deserve, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're definitely going to do that. I mean, we're pushing hard towards it.
100%. But I mean, it's mind blowing. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and we just hope everyone's understanding and patient. And if you have questions, drop them below too.
Yeah,
We'll help answer stuff. We're finding ways to better communicate with our people, with our community. So that's always on top of mind. And this was just, part of our first steps as we start catching up and, being able to catch our breath a little bit to be able to present something to address to you all. Because, like we said, we want to deliver all these messages, but it would change day to day, week to week. And then we don't want to be the people that are like, oh, you guys are just changing your message every day, week to week. We want to
right.
give you something concrete. We want to give you something to
Yeah,
believe in. And this is where we're at right now. So we're giving you our status update
yeah,
in the most loving, caring way possible. And, it's exciting having you on the show because you've given me so many opportunities. And I hope everybody, watching knows that you've delivered and, opened up doors for me that I never thought were, possible or imaginable. And I want to be able to share that wealth with everybody. You gave
yeah,
me a lot of stuff. So I love that I could also channel that to other people. So thank you for that.
yeah.
Thank you for
No,
everything you've done for
well,
Comics
you
Wellspring,
well
dude.
deserved, man. Yeah, and same with everyone out there. I mean, like, you guys all deserve the best, and I feel like if I'm going to do whatever I can in my power, and I know my team could, agree with that. It's like, well, we're going to make this happen. There's a lot of problems in life. There's some good problems and some bad problems. This is a good problem. I mean, it's a problem to say the least, but it's a good problem. It, it
Yeah.
could it could be a bad problem, and that would not be fun. But it's a good problem, and
In a
and
business
good problems.
perspective, having too much rather than not enough.
Yeah, and
I'd
good
rather have
problems
that
are
problem.
are more. You get a little more juice to solve. You have more ambition to solve. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's where we're at. So thank you to everyone, seriously, for everyone believing us, and being patient and understanding. And those who aren't, that's okay. I totally understand. I understand those that are angry. Uh, all I can say to them is that come back and visit us in the next couple of months, and you'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we're here to deliver that change, and you have our word on it. It's
Yep.
recorded now.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, thank you everyone for checking out this awesome episode with our leader, CEO of Comics Wellspring, Dan Hills. And you know what? As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share the episode, send it to friends, family that you think that could use the encouragement, could use the inspiration, the fellow comic book creator that you adore. This is meant for them. And you know what? If you are a comic book creator or trying to be a comic creator, come show up every Thursday night where comic book creators teach me how to draw live on YouTube. And then stay tuned for our upcoming show, Understanding Ink, where Max Flowers breaks down the intricate details of making comics, from prepping your files for prints, for utilizing templates, for all of the little in between stuff we all kind of like aren't sure about, or just kind of seem like a mystery that we have to solve. That's where Max is going to come in. So stay tuned for that show coming out very soon. We'll be announcing that as well, along with so many other things.
Super exciting.
So many cool changes going on. You'll see so much more content, so much more everything. We're working every single day on this type of stuff. So we thank our community. And as always, thanks for hanging. Stay creative and stay inspired.